What is the absolute worst thing that can happen to a guy? A treacherous best friend. And what's even worse than that? Transmigrating into the body of an absolute pathetic simp. In my previous life, I was a top-tier punk. A street-smart king who lived entirely by his own rules. But when my eyes snapped open in this new world, I realized I had inherited the body of George, a tragic male supporting character who had literally been cyberbullied to death in the original web novel. Right now, sitting across from me in our messy university dorm room, was my roommate and the hero of this story, Makoto. He was looking at me with a warm, encouraging smile, but behind his eyes lay nothing but pure, manipulative malice. "Come on, George. You have to confess to her tonight," Makoto urged warmly, leaning forward. "Willow doesn't even have a boyfriend, and she is the prettiest girl on campus. If you don't take a bold leap right now, when will you? What if she actually likes you back?" His sidekick roommate chimed in right on cue, nodding aggressively. "Yeah, bro, you're seriously handsome. If I were a girl, I'd fall for you in a heartbeat." In the original timeline, the old George would have been completely flattered. He would have blushed, stuttered, and foolishly believed every single word. But I wasn't that clueless loser anymore. Suddenly, right before my eyes, rows of translucent text began to float in the air. Live bullet comments. "Oh my God. Makoto is such a snake. He's deliberately setting George up to look like a clown. Willow is literally Makoto's fiancé through an arranged family marriage. They are going to humiliate George so bad. This is painful to watch. The moment George confesses tonight, Makoto and Willow will publicly announce their relationship to save face, and George will be labeled a disgusting creep." I see. The trap was set. Makoto wanted me to confess, get brutally rejected by Willow, and then he would step in like a white knight to protect his secret fiancé, turning me into the ultimate campus laughingstock. A sharp, dangerous smirk spread across my face. I pulled out my phone, registered a brand new social media account, and uploaded a faceless gym selfie highlighting my perfectly toned 8-pack abs, broad shoulders, and lean physique. I added the caption, "A good friend is trying to set me up with his childhood sweetheart and insists I confess to her tonight. What should I do?" Because the post was tagged with our university's IP address, it spread like wildfire across the campus network within minutes. Girls in the comments section instantly went wild. "Look at those abs and shoulders. I'm literally drooling," one wrote. Another asked, "Is his childhood sweetheart pretty?" I replied to them one by one with calculated precision. To the first, I wrote, "Thanks." To the second, I replied, "She really is beautiful, but our family backgrounds don't match. I'm not brave enough to pursue her." By doing this, I instantly framed myself as a humble, handsome guy while subtly throwing Makoto under the bus as the matchmaker who was forcing the situation. Meanwhile, Makoto was completely oblivious. He thought his master plan was going perfectly. He pulled out his phone and gave me some brotherly advice. He told me that to win over a wealthy heiress like Willow, I needed a proper spectacle. A luxury custom suit, an expensive watch, and a massive bouquet of 999 premium roses. Driven by an intense inferiority complex, the original George had maxed out all his credit cards to buy those exact things. I opened the bank app on my phone. The balance was exactly zero. Without a single shred of hesitation, I grabbed the custom suit, picked up the luxury watch, and walked straight back to the stores. I sold everything back, canceled the flower order, and reclaimed every single cent. Punk rule number 1. Money is for women to see, not for women to spend. Later that evening, I logged into social media and pulled up Makoto's profile. He was obsessed with maintaining his public persona as a wealthy, devoted fiancé. He regularly posted luxury watches and relationship quotes, gaining tens of thousands of likes from fans who blindly shipped him with his mysterious girlfriend. He had even posted a photo of a $3 million luxury sports car that Willow's family had gifted him. I scrolled down to that specific post and left a playful, meme-style comment. "Wow, bro, you are a literal god. You have to teach me how to pull a wealthy goddess like that." Makoto replied with condescending arrogance. My fiancé has incredibly high standards, bro. She isn't interested in just any random nobody. Social status matters at the end of the day. He had no idea that I was using his arrogance to dig his own grave. Next, I recorded a video of myself smoothly playing an edgy acoustic melody on the guitar and uploaded it to my new profile. A top-tier punk must master multiple skills: music, rap, motorcycles, and boxing. Captioned it, wrote a new song, dedicated to my muse. Alumni from our campus quickly recognized the background as our school dormitory. Makoto noticed the viral video but never connected it to his socially awkward, stuttering roommate. Instead, seeing my photos and growing popularity, a wave of jealousy hit him. He decided to mark his territory by tagging Willow's secret account right under my fitness photo. Makoto wrote, "Eris, look at this guy flashing his abs. You love this kind of physique, right? What do you think?" Willow glanced at the screen for a brief second and replied coldly, "Boring." Makoto celebrated, thinking he had won. But a new stream of bullet comments caught my eye. "I'm dying laughing. Makoto has no clue that Willow is secretly working as a hidden game streamer for Magic Sword, because her old-fashioned family hates her streaming." This was my perfect entry point. I immediately registered a game account using my signature ID. Dye my hair completely white. In the game, I tracked down Sophia, Willow's incredibly arrogant roommate and sidekick. Sophia was the one who would eventually dox and cyberbully the original George to death. I teamed up with her, helped her defeat a difficult high-level boss, and right when the rare loot dropped, I ninja-looted all the gear and left the party. Before logging off, I turned on voice chat and said in a deep, velvety, irresistibly husky tone, "Don't mention it." Sophia went absolutely ballistic. She fired off a furious voice note to Willow. "Willow, some toxic pervert named White Hair just stole my legendary gear and told me don't mention it," in the most annoying, arrogant voice. I hate him. Willow's interest was instantly piqued. I uploaded that exact gameplay clip to my profile, keeping my husky voice note at the end, tagged with Magic Sword. The bullet comments exploded. Willow is extremely sensitive to voices. She can literally fall for someone based on sound alone. George's voice is her exact weakness. Sure enough, Willow replayed the video multiple times, captivated by the mysterious melody and the voice. Makoto had set up the public confession trap for 8 p.m. outside the female dorm floor. But I decided to completely shatter his timeline. I messaged Willow directly at 4 p.m. "Thanks for encouraging me during the guitar banquet incident last time. Can I treat you to a humble dinner tonight?" Willow hesitated. She checked my profile and saw my latest guitar video with the caption, "If tonight's confession fails, I'm renaming this account Breakup Season. If it succeeds, it's Graduation Season." Realizing that George was planning to confess to her tonight, she decided it would be much better to meet him early at 5 p.m. to reject him privately and gently, sparing him from making a fool of himself in front of Makoto later. Before we met, I sent her a message. "Please don't waste your money on luxury setups. I don't have much money left." I then sent her a screenshot of Makoto's chat history, showing how Makoto had aggressively forced me to buy a $180,000 suit and luxury watch just to impress her. Willow stared at the screenshot in utter disbelief. She immediately replied, "Don't listen to his absolute nonsense. Return everything right now. I don't care about luxury items at all." Punk rule number 2. Control the target's emotions and expectations at all times. At 5 p.m., I pulled up to the campus gates on a sleek sports motorcycle. When I smoothly removed my helmet and flashed a bright smile, Willow's eyes widened in pure surprise. She looked breathtakingly pure in a simple white dress. I handed her a spare helmet and said, "Hop on." During the ride, the roaring wind forced her to grip my waist tightly. I deliberately engineered this, using the suspension bridge effect to blur the line between adrenaline and attraction. At the restaurant, I didn't rush to confess. Instead, I held the initiative, steering the conversation flawlessly from gaming mechanics to music preferences, and then to favorite books. Willow was deeply intrigued. The George standing before her wasn't a stuttering, insecure simp. He was calm, deeply intelligent, and incredibly charming. When she asked about my guitar skills, I smiled sheepishly and said, "With my family's humble background, I could only teach myself." Her heart softened completely, and a faint blush crept onto her cheeks as she shared her own stories. As dinner wound down, the lighting in the private room dimmed softly. I stood up, stepped closer, and leaned down, trapping her in my shadow. The faint scent of her lavender perfume filled the air. Her breath hitched. "Willow?" I murmured, staring directly into her eyes. "Do you know why I asked you out early?" "I asked Makoto, and he explicitly told me that you didn't have a boyfriend. So, can I kiss you?" Before her brain could process a rejection, I leaned in and kissed her. It was a dominant, breathtaking punk-style kiss that completely took over her senses. The live bullet comments went absolutely insane. Holy crap, he didn't even wait for a confession. He went straight for the kiss. Why isn't Willow pushing him away? She's completely frozen. When the kiss ended, Willow finally snapped back to reality, her face completely flushed as she pushed me back. "I have a marriage arrangement, George. I have a fiancé," she gasped. I raised an eyebrow, putting on an expression of perfect, calculated confusion. "A fiancé? Who? If you have a fiancé, why did your closest childhood friend, Makoto, repeatedly tell me you were completely single and push me to pursue you?" I pulled up the campus forum and showed her the public post where Makoto had written, "She doesn't have a boyfriend. Go for it, bro." Willow's face turned pale. She was entirely speechless. I let out a soft, bittersweet sigh, executing a perfect emotional retreat. "I see. I'm sorry if my feelings caused you trouble. Don't worry, I won't cling to you or make things difficult. I genuinely thought you were single because of what my good brother told me." I drove her back to the dorms right at 8 p.m. The moment my motorcycle stopped, we ran straight into Makoto. He was standing there surrounded by a massive crowd of students, holding a giant bouquet of flowers, waiting to film my public humiliation. But when he saw Willow stepping off my motorcycle, looking flustered with a visible blush, his entire face turned ghostly white. "George? Willow, why are you two together?" Makoto stammered, his voice trembling. I stepped forward, looking at him with a perfect mix of heartbreak and self-mockery. "Makoto, why didn't you just tell me she was your fiancé? You kept telling me she was single and practically forced me to spend all my savings to confess to her tonight. If I had known the truth, I would have never crossed that line. I would have never kissed her." The entire crowd gasped. The whispers spread like a wildfire through the audience. "Wait, Makoto set up his own roommate to hit on his fiancée? What a disgusting, toxic snake. He wanted to humiliate his own friend publicly." Willow turned a freezing, razor-sharp gaze toward Makoto. "If you wanted to break off our family alliance, Makoto, you could have just said so directly instead of using such pathetic, disgusting tricks." She shot me a deeply complicated, guilt-ridden look, muttered a soft "I'm sorry," and stormed into the building. Makoto stood there completely frozen, utterly ruined in front of the entire university. His carefully crafted, devoted fiancé persona was shattered into pieces. Later that night, Makoto went entirely insane. He realized Willow had unfollowed him on her secret account and had followed my new account instead. She even sent me a money transfer for the dinner with a note. "Please don't waste your money on games anymore. Eat properly. And thank you." Desperate to flip the narrative, Makoto switched to his main account and posted a massive, rumor-filled thread on the campus forum. He painted me as an ungrateful, dark-hearted snake who harassed his fiancée despite all the financial help he had given me. The bullet comments flooded in, panicking, "Oh no! The male lead is using public opinion to cyberbully the supporting role again. Is George going to get ruined?" I looked at the screen and let out a cold, sharp laugh. Did he really think I was the same weak, defenseless George from the original story? He had no idea that I had already initiated my next move. I opened my chat log with Sophia, Willow's arrogant roommate, who secretly harbored a massive, bitter crush on Makoto and envied Willow. I typed out a single message to Sophia. Sophia, do you want Makoto to belong entirely to you? I have the perfect plan to ruin his engagement completely. Let's talk. The game was entirely mine now. Makoto tried to turn me into a clown, but now he was nothing but a puppet dancing on my strings. And Willow? She was already completely captivated by my voice, my touch, and my dominant punk attitude. George, closing VO, the show has just begun. Godfather, by the time I am done with you, you will have no fiancé, no reputation, and absolutely nothing left. Screen fades to black with, "To be continued," text.